Hello, hello, if anyone's joining early. Just trying to make sure everything's working properly today. It says I have an excellent connection, so fingers crossed. I'm a little early. I figure early's better than late. I think that after this airs, I'm able to edit some of the quiet time while I'm getting started out, but I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. Oh, it looks like Carmen's joined us. Hey Carmen, can you hear me okay today? There is quite a delay. I don't know how to get around that delay. A little delay is great. I think it's a little long, personally. So we took a vote over on Patreon to decide what to work on as far as drawings go today. And this carousel horse won as what we're going to be working on. So yeah, it's going to be a carousel horse. Hopefully you can see it well enough. It's a little bit, I don't know, gloomy here today, and I use my windows as my light source. Because if I turn on the overhead lights, it creates a horrible glare and shadow. So hopefully, since my iPad is turned up way high, you can see it pretty well. Hey Sin, welcome. Great to have you with us. I am both super excited and super nervous today. So I've got my tea and all set to work on this horse here. I'll give you a little bit of background just so you know like the thoughts here. So I wanted a horse shape to work with, like a standard template. So I found this guy. We're not going to go for this really aged, worn out look, but I liked the shape. I actually found him, let me turn this one on, at this auction house over in the UK, I think. No, that's a dollar sign. Los Angeles. So I thought he'd be fun to play with. And eventually I found a couple other reference. I found these guys. I kind of like how this one has lots of flowers and some gems and things like that. I figured that could be fun. And then I liked the contrast of that with this guy. Although he has the goofiest expression on his face, he looks terrified. I don't know what carousel he's on, but I don't think he likes it there. So we'll make sure our horses look happy to be there. But I liked how he had the contrast, well, I'm calling him he, I don't know, with like these more strappy, simple. So I thought a little bit of each. Carmen, you're asking about my tea. This is from Touch of Organic. It's apricot. I actually found a sample set at Home Goods, so I figured why not? I'll give it a shot, and I like it. It's pretty good. So the things that I have already done, I sketched them out. So anybody who's interested in kind of how the process works, I sketched them out, and then I made my blocking. So I've got basically on every layer a different piece of the horse that I can work on. And I think I'm going to start with the hair. I don't know why, but that's what I think I'll start with today. So maybe I'll just go straight for the tail and see how that works out. This is a very rough edging, so I'm going to clean that up a little bit. and we'll just kind of go from there. So I always do, someone asked me once why I use all these ridiculous colors that look horrible together, but that helps me know what layer I'm on. So if I look at this tail, since I'm just getting started with him, I see that it's red, and I know he's on my red layer. Oh, and my robot vacuum is running in the other room, so if anyone starts hearing it and it sounds obnoxious, please let me know. Hey Jody, how are you today? Glad you could join us. So I'm going to pull this empty layer down to where that tail is, just in case I need to do some overlay. And yep, okay. I've seen recently that they have these new Apple pencils that have so many different tools and... Oh, you can hear my vacuum? Okay, hang on. Let me go turn them off. If the dog barks, I apologize.
Error 20. Please clean the motion tracking sensor. Put the vacuum down and start it.
Okay, I thought he would be far enough away from where we're at that you wouldn't hear him, but he decided to come this way. Bax, shh. Okay, let's see. All right. So I don't want the tail to be perfectly smooth. Let's see. If you guys can hear that, that's Baxter growling. He's displeased, apparently, by something. Okay. And I want it to look like it has some movement, but not too much. Okay. I think that's probably good. Actually, this one's a little... You guys will have to let me know if you hear him growling in the background. He's laying there growling at the robot vacuum, and I don't know why, because he completely ignores it most of the time. So it looks like it's just kind of swirls he has going on up there. Bax, we're busy today. You can't growl. Maybe like a darker gold. And I'm going to play with a syrup brush. So tell me what you guys are up to today. I just finished cleaning my stove, my cooktop, and my shower, and the hood vent. Super exciting stuff. But my stove was really greasy, and my hood vent was really greasy, so those needed done. So, you know, just all the regular random things that we do. But I got those done, and my husband came home for lunch. He does that a couple times a week. So he ate, he just left. Perfect timing. I think I want to leave a little bit of these lines like more severe. I don't know. I am not used to anyone watching me draw. But I've had a lot of people tell me that they think that that would be fun for the audience. You know, people enjoy just watching people do different things. I do. So it makes sense, but it's kind of nerve-wracking. Because normally if I mess something up, I just don't care because I can fix it. But I have an audience. Thanks. All right, well, it looks like we have to introduce our first bark break. So hang on one second. I'll be right back. Come on. I had a frozen Kong full of peanut butter that I figured would be perfect just in case he decided he wanted to bark. And apparently he wants to bark right away. So I'm going to be in trouble later. See, I'm just looking at the comments. Oh, Carmen's working on her grocery list. You'll have to tell us what you're planning on making, what you're cooking, what's on your list, and what your ideas are. And then Sin is doing laundry and having coffee. Love it. I'm also doing laundry. Thankfully, you won't hear that because that is definitely on the other side of the house. And thank you guys for thinking that Baxter is adorable. I think he's adorable. He's a little menace, but he is adorable. He has this really bad habit of chasing people, me included, if anyone goes near the door. I always tell people, Baxter thinks that this is Hotel California. You're allowed to come in. You're never allowed to leave. So I have to kind of put him in a patio area when people are ready to leave the house because he will chase them and bite their ankles. And he even does it to me. He'll legit bite my ankle. And I always say, see, it's not you. Like, I think he loves me, and he does it to me too. So, just not allowed to leave, apparently. That's a little too harsh. So we're going to take that down a bit. My cousin Jen, her daughter just got a new drawing pad, and one of the first things she wanted to play with was drawing a horse. And I guess she got a little bit frustrated, I think Jen said. And I said, well, she picked the hardest thing to work on ever to start, which, a horse. This is not a real horse, so it doesn't have the musculature that you need to worry about if you're doing like a real horse. Like she was trying to draw an actual real horse. But let's see. Oh, 2 sleeping dogs. So Jody, you'll have to tell us about your dogs and what their names are. Yeah, Baxter doesn't care about the vacuum at all. He just walks away from it. And then we used to have a chocolate lab, our sweet boy Java, and he passed a couple of years ago, and he would just lay there and, we have one of those little remote vacuums that skitters across the floor, and it would just bounce all around him because he would basically say, no, I'm laying here, I'm not moving, so just go around me. It was hilarious. Sin's asking if I have a cover on my iPad. I don't. So when I first got it, I actually didn't know you could even do a cover on your iPad because it was such a new concept to me. And then I got used to drawing with it, and I thought, you know what? It's probably best if I just get used to it au naturel, just the way it is. I don't have an upgraded pencil. I don't have an upgraded tip on my pencil. I don't have an upgraded film on my iPad. I have nothing. This is just bare bones, and I'm used to it. So I know a lot of people can't stand the feeling of drawing on the glass because it doesn't feel like paper, but I'm used to it now, so I can't imagine it any other way. I'm sure it feeling like paper would be cool, but then I would probably always want it to be like that. I don't know. I don't know how my brain works, but yeah, that's why I kind of decided to just use it as it is. So I kind of like the way the tail is coming along. I think it has that kind of plastery dimension to it. I don't want it to look like real hair because it's Carousel horse. I think that's going to be the hardest part for me, is trying to get used to things looking plastery on this horse. I don't know. My brain is just having a hard time with it, but it's coming along. Let's see. Gidget is a red short-haired mini dachshund, and Masuka, am I saying that right, is an 80-pound American bulldog. Oh, sweet. My grandma used to have a miniature poodle named Gidget. She was a sweetie. She was gray. That was also a very, very, very long time ago. I think I was, gosh, 11 when she had that dog. Yeah, I think like 11. So this hair needs to look like it's coming out from behind this ear. Ah, too big. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we're gonna leave that way. See if we want to do anything with the mane. I think I'm happy with the mane. Okay. Lock that layer back down. I'm sure you guys can't hear it, but now he's laying right next to my desk with his peanut butter Kong. So all I hear is him slurping on his peanut butter. But as long as he's not barking at you guys, we're good. So it looks like, Carmen, you said something about a Super Bowl party. That's very fun. I don't have any plans yet as far as the Super Bowl goes. Actually, I keep forgetting about it. Saturday is actually my birthday, and it happens to also be my mother-in-law's birthday, which is the weirdest coincidence ever. So we're having cake and stuff on Saturday for our birthday, and then Sunday I haven't even thought about it because we've been focused on, figuring out our plans for Saturday. So yeah, I haven't thought about it. And I'm also not a sports person. I don't even actually know who's playing in the Super Bowl. I think I softened these lines a little bit too much. Well, thank you for the birthday wishes, Carmen. I appreciate it. I'm making this worse, which is what I love about digital. I can go backwards. So we're going to take out a lot of that. I think I did it right the first time by just doing the dark sections and then doing the light sections afterwards instead of doing it at the same time. Still not exactly how I want it, but I think it's better. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Sin. Appreciate it. Okay, let's get this right this time. That's a little better. Yeah, I like that better. Maybe a little bit of a darker color down here. Okay. All right. I think they match decently. Maybe soften this up just a tiny bit here. I'm going to have to work on thinking of topics for you guys. I really want to do these lives. I think that it's a lot of fun, and it's a great idea for us to get to know each other better and to chat, but I get involved in what I'm doing. So I need to focus on not doing that quite so much. So does anybody else have fun plans for the Super Bowl? I'm guessing most people are more sports-minded than I am. Although I never understand why they do the Super Bowl on Sunday. I mean, I get that it's Super Bowl Sunday, and that's a thing, but people have to get up and go to work on Monday, and that just seems really dumb to me that they have made it a Sunday event. I feel like it should be a different day. But maybe that's just because I don't get sports. I should actually ask my son if he's going to be home for the Super Bowl or if he's got plans. He will definitely know who's playing. I think he said that they're doing some kind of Super Bowl, gosh, I'm clueless, ticket thing where you make a bet on the score or something at work. I don't know. Okay, Sin, good. You make me feel a lot better. You don't know who's in it either. That makes me feel better. My son always looks at me and says, Mom, yay, sports ball. Because he knows I just don't care. A lot of the times, if there's a sporting event on that my husband wants to watch, I draw. I take my iPad with me to the couch, and I sit there with Bax and with my husband, and I just work on whatever drawing I want to work on. And every once in a while, the officiant or the umpire, the guy in the stripe uniform, I sound like a moron, he'll say something, and then I like to pretend that I'm really invested, so I'll look up from my iPad and be like, exactly, that's the call I was gonna make. He's right on. They can't say anything other than that. My husband always just laughs at me because he knows I'm just trying to be included, even though I have no idea and I really just don't care. It's the Eagles and the Chiefs. Isn't the Chiefs the one that Travis Kelce plays for? I only know of him because of Taylor Swift, which is also pathetic, but I'm way more interested in music than I am in sports. Sin, you do it too? I always just want to be included. I don't really want to watch the game. I really just don't care, but I want to be included. Although a lot of times, maybe I have something really fun to look forward to. A lot of times when there's a big sports game, my husband makes buffalo chicken dip, and it's just the recipe that's on the Frank's hot sauce bottle, but it is Oh my gosh, the best. It is 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I love it when he makes that. Everybody always jokes that when he makes buffalo chicken dip that you have to get to it before mom does, because I will legitimately eat the whole thing. Like, not all in one sitting, obviously, but when everybody leaves, you know, because I work from home, it's mine. I get first dibs. So, you know. I'm just not digging the shadow here. Come on. Better. Oh, the commercials. Yeah. So the Budweiser Clydesdale commercial, those are good. I especially love when they have dogs in them because obviously I'm a dog person. I do enjoy the commercials. I will look up for the commercials. I hadn't thought of that. I guess I'm just been oblivious this year. Okay, I feel like the tail and the mane are not matching. Like I got too intense on the mane. So I either need to soften the mane up or I need to go back to the tail and make it bolder. I did see on the internet that the halftime show is a guy named Kendrick Lamar, which I won't pretend that I have a clue who he is. But according to my son, he's very trendy and popular. But he seems to be a polarizing personality. Like, people seem to either love that he's doing the Super Bowl show or people are really offended that he's doing it. Obviously, I don't know and I don't care either way. But it does seem like that's been a big deal in the news that I've seen anyway. Okay. All right, what do we think? Does it look plastery? I think it needs a little edging. Yeah, same here, Sin. I've heard the name, but I just don't know his music. Fun fact, also probably polarizing. I pretty much listen to mostly country, so that's, I'm sure, why I don't know him. He's not a country artist, so I'm just not in the know. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna work on this pole next. So let's see. I never used that layer. I might as well just delete it. Okay. So the pole part is fairly easy. And I started it in this just green color, so I'm going to keep it there while I fix it up. Straight lines are the worst. Okay, that's pretty good. So the grocery store is probably going to be a zoo with people getting ready for the Super Bowl. So thank you for the heads up on that, Carmen. I should probably think about that and maybe make a quick trip before it gets crazy. Okay, I think I'm going to use the same gold colors that I used on the mane on this pole. So I'm going to pull in the darkest one. Well, it means a ton to me that you guys would take time out of your day to kind of pop in and hang out with me while I draw. Is there anything that you guys are particularly interested in, or anything that you'd like to see, or any advice that you can give me to make these interesting for everybody? Oh, that looks awful. Take that off. I think the number one thing I have to get used to is going to be the delay, because there's a strong delay. I think I timed it yesterday when I was doing a little test by myself, that it's almost 15 minutes, or not 15 minutes, gosh, that would be ridiculous, 15 seconds of a delay, which 15 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but it kind of is. Okay, soften that. All right, then we've got this circle part. The hardest thing about anything with a circle is you get these little wonky spots, and trying to fix them, sometimes I will just completely waste a ridiculous amount of time trying to fix a wonky spot. It's not horrible. Okay, I think that works. And I don't know why. Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. Well, at least the puppy's being quiet for us. That is good news. He has a tendency to find the time of day where I'm trying to do something to get extra loud. And we don't want that. Nope, I don't like that. So let's see, what else can we talk about? I don't want you guys to be bored. I need to learn to be able to talk about something. It is just not what I'm used to, but that's okay because you don't get used to something until you try it. So I will get used to it. I am, tonight for dinner, just making a quick pork loin. One of those ones that you can just throw in the oven. They're already seasoned. So that'll be nice. Nice and easy. And my son has bowling. So just get that done and out of the way. And then he'll go off to bowling. So it's an easy night for me. He doesn't always bowl on Thursdays, just sometimes. So tonight is one of those times. Time for some tea. Does anybody want to name our horse friend here? I don't know anything about him yet, but I'm open to ideas. Okay, I think his base looks pretty good. Oops. Okay. So let me ask you guys this. What is your favorite season to decorate in your planner if you're using like a seasonal theme? Do you like wintry stickers? Do you like summery stickers? Spring stickers? What is your favorite? I am definitely probably in the spring and fall. I think those two seasons have the prettiest aesthetic. Like, I like the colors. You get all the, the leaves in the fall, and you get the flowers and everything for the spring. So I definitely think that spring and fall are my personal favorites. Carmen likes all seasons, and especially the pastels in spring, of course. We all know your love for the lavender. This shape is not working for me. I am getting it all wonky. I might just start over. Yeah, let's just delete the whole shape and start over. Now it's crooked. Okay, that's probably better. Oh, tater tot casserole. Jody, I have not had a tater tot casserole in so long. I have a good recipe for one. That is a great idea. I will have to make one of those soon. Sometimes you just get, in a rut and you start making the same things all the time. Or at least I do. Yep, screwed that up. Apparently I put a dot over here. Chasing dots all the time. I have a bad habit of making dots in random places. Okay, I think that looks right. Right enough. I don't think I'm going to do these extra seams like they have in the original drawing or the original like actual horse. I'm just using it for the idea. We'll see. I don't know. Okay. Oh, Sin, your gram called. 94. That is amazing. Good for her. My mom calls, or no, I called my mom this morning. I called her. She's all worried about the weather. She over worries about the weather. But I think I'm coming to learn that that's kind of goes with her age, maybe. She's going to be 82? 82, I think. I should know better, sorry. But she's one of those people that, like, if you didn't know how old she was, you'd never believe that that's the age she actually is. I took her to a doctor's appointment last year, and the lady's like, your mom is not in her 80s. I'm like, oh yeah, she is. She's like, I just can't believe that. I was like, well, she's a great example of taking good care of yourself and having fantastic longevity. I'm going to experiment with the seam through the middle. I don't think I'm going to like it, but we'll see. Is there a seam in that one too? Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Okay, what do you guys think? Seam or no seam? I could take the seam or leave the seam. I don't know if I care either way at this point. I think it's fine either way. Sin, you like the seam? Okay, then we'll leave it. You have spoken, and that is that. That's honestly one of the main reasons I want to do these, and I think that it could turn out being something really fun. I have a tendency to look at stuff and not be able to make my mind up. It's like, do I like that? Do I not like that? And I love the idea of not having to make the decision. Okay. So we've got some hair, herring. We've got this polling. Although it needs a shadow underneath. I'm just now thinking of. Because this horse is substantial, so it would definitely have some need for shadow under there. Okay. All right. I'm thinking feet next. Yeah, let's do feet. Ooh, that is not the right color. There we go. I know next to nothing about horses except I love Yellowstone. There's a lot of horses on there. But if I'm being honest, I mostly love Yellowstone because I enjoy Rip and Beth. If you know, you know. I'm sad that it's gone, but I actually did like the way they wrapped it up. And I also like the other spin-offs. I saw the one from the 1800s, and I saw the one from the 1900s. And I know that they're coming out with 4 Sixes soon, which is a spin-off for Jimmy at the 4 Sixes Ranch. That's actually owned by Taylor Sheridan, the guy who writes the show, or partially owned. He's a part owner, I think, which I think is super cool. Yes, Beth is amazing. She is a spirit animal. That woman went through so much. You could not tear her down. One of my favorite scenes, if you are a Yellowstone fan, is when they're in the bar and the girl comes up behind Rip and starts flirting with him. The second that happened, my husband and I both looked at each other with panic. We're like, oh, this isn't going to go well. And then he points and he's like, yeah, that's what my wife right there. And then, that, of course, that woman gets her head bashed in with a beer bottle because Beth's not having it. Yes, Sin, he is an amazing writer. He doesn't have a single show that we haven't seen and loved. We just love, seems like everything he does is gold. I want to keep these hooves all looking like they belong together. Landman, yes. I love Landman. But if I love Landman, then my husband's legit obsessed with Landman. The character that Billy Bob Thornton plays is just so, how do you even describe Tommy? Like, just, I don't even know. So yeah, Landman is amazing. I can't wait for it to come back. One thing that totally blew my mind was that Ainsley, the daughter, number one, she's like 26 years old, I think, 26, 28, playing that kid. And then I realized that she's also on, is it 1923? Whatever year the one in the 1900s is. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's the same person. He uses, a lot of the same actors, so I don't know why it surprised me, but it did. Oops. Mayor of Kingstown. Yes, we watched. I don't know how many seasons there's been. We're behind. We're behind a season for sure. I'm just glad Jeremy Renner lived through his snow machine debacle. That was crazy. For anyone who doesn't know, Jeremy Renner, who is also, what's the character he plays in the superhero movies? The one with the bow and arrow. Shoot. Brain isn't braining. It's not coming up with it. But he's on a show called Mayor of Kingstown that obviously Sin and I are a fan of. And he got run over by his snow machine somehow last year and almost died. It's really horrific. Okay, I think the bottom of these hooves I'm going to do in that gold. Ooh. Hawkeye. Thank you, Carmen. Yes, Hawkeye. I knew somebody would help me out. All these hooves are at different positions, so I don't want to make the gold like match because it wouldn't. I have a really hard time not making things match because it bugs me. But that's a me problem. Okay, I don't want to overdo them. I don't want to mess with them too much. Anyone who's known me for a while, you'll come to find out that's my number one problem half the time is just messing with something too much. Sometimes I need to just stop. Okay. More tea. Okay. Well, now we're at the hooves. Like, we're at things that I want to do colors. And I have no colors picked out for this guy. Or for any of them. I don't have a color scheme picked out. So does anybody have a color that they would like to make the primary color for this carousel horse? Eventually he'll end up on a carousel with friends, but we're starting with this friend. So he doesn't have a name, or she, I don't know. And I don't have any actual colors picked out. So I'm going to pause for a second, take a sip. If anybody wants to chime in with a color that they think would be awesome for a carousel horse. No pressure. Blue. Okay. All right. Let's see. We've got a vote for blue. Carmen thinks maybe a light blue. Jody says ivory. So the body, I think, is where I'm going to do like an ivory kind of color, sort of like the original horse. I like the light background so that everything else I do can stand out a little bit more. So there's that one. That's kind of a periwinkle almost. Just like an aqua. Maybe something a little bit more powdery. That's kind of fun. It's actually pretty close to the original. Maybe that's why it jumped out to me. Add a bit of green to it. Yes. You guys will have to let me know. Oh boy. Hold on. Okay, I think we're safe. I just had a delivery, and Baxter does not approve of people making deliveries. So I think maybe this color blue. What do you guys think? Does that have enough green in it? All right, Sin likes it. Cool. Let's play with it a little bit. So it's going to be these feet. Okay, so we're going to need a shadow tone. Go down there. It is pretty close to my logo blue. I love that you picked up on that. If it were up to me, I think everything would be blue, which is why I always like to ask everybody else's opinions for the color palettes, because blue is my favorite color. So I kind of, everything being a blue tone. Oh, your little one doesn't like deliveries either. I think there's something about that intruder that they just do not like. Okay, what do we think of those? Maybe just a tiny bit of highlight. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not upset about it. Obviously, it's one of my favorite colors. Cool. Carmen says it's whimsical, so she likes it. Awesome. All right, so let's carry that blue, I think, up to this headpiece. So I think it should be the seat and either the straps or the circle. I'm thinking the straps. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to make it onto the straps. That's my purple layer. Okay, so this is going behind his ear. So that's going to need to streamline out a little bit. I'm going to have to add a little bit more ear back in, but I think that's kind of where it would end up. Okay, I think, so this would be a continuous, maybe like that? No, too much. Nope, don't like that either. Oh, okay. Take the pen way down. Okay, I think that's getting better. I just need to angle it. But now I feel like his hair looks weird. Maybe because he doesn't have a face yet. Probably because when he has a face, it won't look weird. Kind of struggling with his ear there. How does it go? It looks like in the original, his ear comes like out over it. So maybe I'm struggling for no reason. Maybe his ear just needs to come forward. Apparently Baxter agrees. Oh, and we just got a peanut butter burp. So apparently he's done. That means you should go take a nap now. Yeah, go lay down. I don't think he's interested. I don't think he likes that plan. I think that's probably good enough for whatever that thing is called. If any of you are equestrians, you probably know. I have no idea. I'm just going with the thing by his mouth. Okay, so I'll bring his ear forward later. But for now, oh, I forgot we're doing this piece too. Okay. Okay, I think that should do it. All right, and we'll fill it with that blue. Bax, shh. If at any time he is blowing out your eardrums, you guys need to tell me. I have not done this kind of thing with the live very much because of him a lot. I've done some Instagram lives. Anna and I did a few, which was super fun. Did one with Ray and with Chrissy. And those are fun, but he definitely always seems to get in his appearances with some barking. Okay, now we need a much lighter highlight. So these are the pieces that I'm thinking are going to carry through on all of the horses, because I want them all to kind of go together. So this blue will be our mainstay. Okay. I should probably smudge that a tiny bit. Oops. Okay, I think that's all right. We're gonna go with it for now. I can always go back and change it later if I feel like it needs some editing. No, Baxter, you don't have an opinion on this. He's not getting the memo. Uh-oh, hold on. hopefully he's over. Nope, he's not over it. Oh, well, hopefully he's not busting your eardrums out. I think this needs a tiny bit of shadow over on this left side. Just for a little dimension. Okay. And then that would leave his saddle. So this part here, I think. Because that's the last piece that I think would be exactly the same on all of them. I know nothing about horses, so I'm totally at the mercy of my reference image for this. Max, where's your treat? Okay, and that looks like it goes down and then back up in the back. Oops. I kind of like it like that. I can play around with the rest of this, although I think this piece shouldn't come up there. Maybe I should mess with that before I get any further. Yeah, okay. That's how that's supposed to go, I think. Okay, so then I'll go back to the saddle and I need to fill that in just a touch. Okay, nope, there's still a bump. I'm so sorry about the barking, guys. Somebody let me know, is he literally blasting your eardrums out, or is he kind of just in the background? I don't know how it sounds on the microphone. Ooh, what did I do? Oh, I drew on the wrong layer. Ah, okay. That happens all the time. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back up here. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Sin. He's just in the background, makes me feel a lot better. If he gets like too loud and is hurting your ears, I need to know so I can figure out what to do. But the reality is, Baxter is the primary employee here with me. He's my, let's see, my chief barking officer. What should he be? Head of security, maybe. Okay, I need to erase part of that. There we go. I don't know what he's so unhappy about today. I mean, obviously he barks a lot. He's that kind of a dog. But I don't see anything out there, and they actually canceled school here today because we had an ice storm. So a lot of the time, I'll have high school kids that run by my house because we live really close to the high school. And the track and cross country and all those kids, I'm on their path for their after school. But they should be out today. Although school would have just let out. Maybe some of them are running anyway. That could be. I'll have to go take a look out the window in a little bit. We also have a lot of Canadian geese, which, as you can imagine, he is not a fan. Oh boy. All right, sorry, I'll be back. Okay, yeah, I definitely think it's probably a goose out there that he is just displeased with. So let's see if we can get this saddle straightened away. Oop. Too strong. I cannot win today. He is just not having it. Funny random story that I'll tell you guys. So we have an RV. We like to go camping a lot in the summer. And we have a constant problem with mice in the RV. It's obnoxious. They chew wires, they do all sorts of damage. It's super frustrating. So one of the things that we read about online is that, well, we've tried everything. Let me preface with that. We have sound machines in the RV that is supposed to emit a sound that they don't like. We have dryer sheets. We have Irish Spring soap. Like, you name it. If it's out there as a potential remedy for dealing with the mice, we have either done it or we're doing it. So one of the things that we saw recently was that somebody said on a forum that if you put rubber snakes under your RV, they don't like that, which sounds absolutely insane. But we're game to try anything, and you can buy a couple of rubber snakes for $5 at Amazon. Big rubber snakes. They're not exactly pricey, so we ordered a couple. I am deathly afraid of snakes, and when the box came, my son thought it would be hilarious to throw one in my lap while I was sitting in the living room, which was absolutely not hilarious to me, but it was hilarious to him. So we had that happen this weekend. Okay. All right. So we were successful in getting his mane to a nice place. We've got some hoofs We've got the pole and the stand, tail, and a little bit of the saddle. So that's probably where we're going to leave it for today. But we will pick up on him and do a little bit more again soon. I have another live scheduled for Wednesday the 19th. If there's going to be one in between now and then, I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I might just hold on to him and work on him again during the next one. So we'll see. I will keep you posted. But thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart for joining and helping me on this new little journey of doing these drawings live. Because like I said, I'm not used to anyone watching me, so it's different. But I love having you guys to hang out with. Sin, I'm glad that you would have also died because you're afraid of snakes. I was literally terrified. I screamed. Yeah, so thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.